Alright, Sneaky Chiefy here, Game 5 of the Feudal Cup in the Art of Winter tournament between BlankSpot as the Cumans and StratRebel as the Persians. The map is Ghost Lake. As I said, this is Game 5 in a best of 5 series, so it's been back and forth. Let's see, Game 1 went to BlankSpot, Games 2 and 3 went to StratRebel, and Game 4 went to BlankSpot. Now we're all tied up 2-2. This is the deciding game. And anything goes. Both players have been playing really well in this tournament, and it's been a neck-and-neck fight throughout most of it. Game 4, if you missed it, had some pretty amazing stuff in there, including a planned attack by BlankSpot. It was his map choice to lure a bunch of wolves in the middle of the map right into StratRebel's base. So this one is StratRebel's choice, and it looks like he's fully aware of what he wants to do. He's sent his scout out to the middle very soon in order to find some of those sheep. So you'll see he didn't bother scouting around his base so much as sending him through the ice pack. Ghost Lake has a lot of extra sheep in the middle here, so he's looking to collect some extra food this way. It's a smart plan. Meanwhile, BlankSpot is doing the more traditional, using the scout to look for his main sheep around his base, doing the spiral outwards scouting strategy. So far, he's found 4 extra sheep in the middle, StratRebel has, and just pacing back and forth here with the scout, looking for more. BlankSpot has found his sheep as well. So pretty standard builds at this point. Again, it's Cumans versus Persians. I doubt we'll see anything like the Persian douche. Cumans obviously have very good economy with the Cuman boom, dropping the second TC early. And it looks like BlankSpot has found a few sheep too, but StratRebel's coming and stealing them, so we'll have a bit of a scout battle here in the ice. Oh, and BlankSpot says if I can't have them, no one can. That's funny. Oh, but look at this! Maybe not worth the fight. He lost a bill on the boar. BlankSpot did. Oh no. Oh, he doesn't have loom yet, that's why. Let's see. This other bill. Oh, watch out! Oh no, that's 2 bills down to the boar. Oh, brutal. Definitely not worth the fight over the ice. But here we are. So, let's take a look at the villager count. 12-14, StratRebel's favor. Certainly not the end of the world, but it doesn't help your cause when you're losing bills to boars. That's why sometimes it pays off to go loom, folks. Sometimes it just does. And he hasn't found his other boar yet. It's just outside the fog there, but I'm sure he'll find it eventually. He's got 4 on wood. Again, pretty standard builds for both players. 5 on wood over here. For StratRebel's building some smart houses around the outside, as is BlankSpot, setting up a small perimeter for now before the palisade walls go up eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, if you take a look at the resources, StratRebel hasn't taken any of his boars yet. He's got all that extra sheep. BlankSpot still has a lot of sheep left over too. Oh, here's some extra sheep. Still pulling, there's still more to be had out there. 300 sheep still to get before he's even collected any of his food. From the boars, that is, which are 340 each. So, looks like he's going to choose to take as much sheep as he can before tackling the boars. And should give him a little boost there. I'm sure that was part of his plan as well, picking this map. Found 2 more, so yeah, 500 extra food. No reason to even begin taking his boars with all the sheep around. So with Persians, I probably expect a knight, and same with Cumans really. Expect to see some knights come Castle Age. It's a good map for cavalry. We've seen a lot of players pick cavalry civs on this map. Lithuanians, for example, very open, lots of maneuverability, and obviously you can't build on this ice pack, so It does make it a little trickier to wall and expand, but you could just wall off your whole side on the one side of the ice or the other. You could also, it does allow for you to just stream units right across the middle of the map. As my friend KZ pointed out when we were talking about this map the other day. StratRebel has a slight food lead. Both are still in Dark Age. It's also got a slight villager lead, probably. A 4 villager lead for StratRebel. And all the sheep are all gone over here.
Yeah, what?
For BlankSpot. He still hasn't, does he see this? Nope. That boar is right where it needs to be to stay hidden. It's probably pretty frustrating. He'll have to start farms a little sooner than you'd like. Stick lumber camp on the way. Where are these guys going? It's a lot of idle build time. There you go, he's splitting them off. Oh, he's milling the deer. Yeah, for extra food because he can't find this boar, so he's choosing to mill the deer. Not a horrible strategy. And he might even, BlankSpot might even be wondering if his boar got lamed, why he can't find it. He still has his scout. He's not using it though. He could scout out this section and find that boar. He may just assume that it's been lamed or taken from him. Meanwhile, StratRebel, again, he spent a lot of time searching the middle of the lake. Now he's scoping out, seeing how things lay at his opponent's base. And he's well on his way to Feudal Age as well. While I was talking, building some walls here. StratRebel's clicked up, and now he's taking a boar. Although it looks like he lost a vill here too. 26, hard to say. Looks like he might have lost a vill to a boar as well. It's a shame. Shame, really. So, first to Feudal. BlankSpot has clicked up as well, about halfway done, but that is an early lead, certainly, and he still has another boar to get over here, so plenty of food left for only one farm being made, maybe a second right afterwards. Plenty of food for StratRebel to boom in the Feudal Age, thanks to all those extra sheep. 3 wood lines here for BlankSpot. He's going to need the extra wood for the extra farms. But he's doing the best he can with these deer, which certainly help. And I think that's the right call. Look at the other board now, StratRebel is.
Salam.
Got some people on gold as well, so anticipating those knights that will be pretty expensive. So make sure to get gold early. BlankSpot's reached Feudal Age, and StratRebel's done a good job walling off this little hole here. So he's kind of funneling everything towards his TC through the middle. The barrack is down. I'll expect to see his stables come up next. That's what I would do if I was Persians. We'll see what happens, you never know. Persians also have that nifty crossbow tech that comes into play. I think it's in the Imperial Age where crossbows only cost wood. There's no gold cost for crossbows, so they kind of become a trash eater. A good one at that. Second TC by BlankSpot. I like this position. Covering the 4 wood line and some major stone and gold. I think that's his main stone as well. So yeah, this is a great TC spot. Yeah, that is his main stone, which is rather exposed. His main gold is rather exposed too. I didn't realize that. Poor casting, James. Poor casting. You can do better. Is this boar still not found though? StratRebel sees it. BlankSpot does not. Oh no. How unfortunate. I mean, I don't think that's going to be the difference in the game, but that's a lot of food just sitting on the table. So, barracks going up, forward barracks. Let's take a look. Yeah, stables for the Persians. Not surprised. BlankSpot got housed a little bit. And BlankSpot's doing some good walls here to protect his flanks. Fully walled off here. And kind of has this funnel through the middle. Man, that gold is exposed though, isn't it? So he'll probably put houses along here to finish his walls up. And Castle Age has been clicked by StratRebel. Let's see. BlankSpot, not close. Has a lot of gold and food to collect, but he does have the 2 CC, so we should see that villager count start to shrink. It's 35 to 32. It was a 4 villager lead at one point. Now only a 3 villager lead. And we should see that number flip here very shortly, I'd imagine. As the farms are being built, the gold is being collected, and BlankSpot will have enough to get the castle in no time, I'm sure. And as soon as he hits castle, we'll start to see some knights coming out of this stable, I'm sure. The real question is, what will StratRebel do with them? Lead 600 points? I mean, that still could be a difference of scouting. If I was one of the players and looking at the score and trying to decipher something from that. But it's, 600 is not, it's nothing to laugh at. Could be a little telling. Blacksmith going up, you need your castle age buildings. And BlankSpot's about to see the alert coming. I mean, BlankSpot's a good enough player to know, because he hasn't gotten much pressure, there's no scout rush, that his opponent is going as fast castle. And obviously he sees the alert that his opponent has gone, and he's going to have to start thinking about whether he clicks up or not at this point too, or just relies on the defense that he's got and Feudal boom. Second town center being dropped by the Persians, and the third town center wasting no time right there on the gold and the forward wood line, sharing it with the stone. This forward gold is a little exposed too. Industrious Cuman villagers working away at second row walls. Interesting. Cumans, well, that makes sense because Cumans can't get stone walls, so double layer palisade makes sense. Also, building some houses behind your main palisade wall to protect from the knights. And again, BlankSpot's a smart enough player to anticipate knights from the Persian enemy. Though that score lead jumped up to a hearty 900 points, so there's a lot of time in Castle Age not being used yet, though. These knights are just one stable production, so 5 knights taking their time and coming out from StratRebel's base. Maybe StratRebel sees the score lead, thinks that he's got a good enough advantage to play it safe. I mean, this is the game 5, so both players will be playing a bit more conservatively. He's sending his 5 knights in now, though, which is about right. 5 knights, well, they should be upgraded, but to scout things out and see what's what makes sense to me. Market going down from BlankSpot. He might have used the market to buy his way up in the Castle Age. He's got to be feeling the pressure a little bit at this point, but seeing the knights come through. The house is going down to make sure that the knights have to run under the TC. And some spearmen in the wings. They were waiting in the barracks. It's a good play. That should chase the knights away. Got some good hits on that one as well. So again, this is conservative. StratRebel, these aren't upgraded knights, so maybe he wants to wait. It's also game 5, so neither player wants to blow it on an early battle. Defender's advantage certainly goes to the Cumans, and they're, it'd be one thing if he didn't see 6 pikemen or spearmen walking out. If he had seen that it was all clear, he might have felt more emboldened to raid. As it is, he's decided to come back. Still only 5 knights on the field, so I think the Persian player is happy enough to boom away. It should suit BlankSpot too, as the Cumans. And he's clicked up. So he'll have some knights and some siege of his own. 4th town center going down. So the Persian's using the early Castle Age to drop as many town centers as he can to keep up with the Cuman boom. Makes perfect sense to me. 4 TCs to 2 at this point, so the villager lead well in StratRebel's advantage, 63 to 53. So even though the humans had that little boom, the advantage is basically lost at this point. There's no more human advantage as far as extra TCs go. And I wouldn't say lost, but it's been utilized. So I see 2 barracks. Don't see any stables from BlankSpot. BlankSpot researching a bunch of technology. More knights queued up. Sheep scouting. Some forward villas looks like. Let's see where they go.
آماده.
BlankSpot continuing to lay down the fortifications. This is a shame though, this gold kind of sitting out there. He's got his other pile, but there's a lot of gold resources left out in the open. These guys,
Salam.
you can expect a castle drop somewhere in here on this plateau. Maybe right here. Oh, and what's this? A town center with another group of villagers.
آماده.
So StratRebel choosing to hem in his opponent BlankSpot on both sides. Obviously, the sheep might have scouted this out. Even some gold to take. BlankSpot's 3rd gold pile, and then this effectively cuts off any retreat and any expansion opportunity that BlankSpot might hope for. He can't go either side. Oh, so Pikeman came in, saw the castle. Moved to make it a doubt castle. Those knights are there's too many of them, and they're also upgraded at this point. So the spearmen will go down ahead and take a single knight. The spearmen went for the villagers instead. Still no knights have gone down. Unless he sent in some reinforcements that I missed. Oy. When they're coming out in pairs like that, there was a bit of a mass, but 5 to 5 will favor the knights anytime. And then they're just trickling out in pairs. That won't be enough to stop. Now with 9 knights, followed swiftly by a siege workshop and another stable. So we'll see some catapults, some mangonels. Oh no, battering rams. Knowing that there's just TCs to deal with. Battering rams, more knights from this forward stable, and the castle is simply for protection. And response castle from humans, this is a good call. Yeah, maybe right here would be better. Hard to say. This isn't a horrible placement by any means. It's a shame this castle's not quite in range of that TC, unfortunately. But, he wanted to get forward castle, maybe not to take out buildings so much as establish map control, so it's certainly done that. More barracks going up, so BlankSpot will not choose to fight fire with fire. He's also putting up a siege workshop. Probably as much to stop him from breaking through as to produce his own siege. He'll have to do battering rams if he hopes to take out this castle, but more importantly than battering rams, he'll need a lot of spearmen. Let's see how his resources are going. He's got a lot of gold banked up. Could have used that market and buy some wood, which he needs to build the spearmen and rams. Might be forced to do just that. In the second castle, this one will be well within the range of the TC. Villagers walking up. That's unfortunate. Didn't even get the hit in. Oh no. The spearmen getting wasted. Not sure if that was on purpose or what, but you need to mass up, you need to maybe double the amount of knights. It might be a little aggressive, but double the amount of knights with those spearmen in order to do any damage. Meanwhile, the battering rams took out that forward siege workshop with nary BlankSpot ram in sight. This is not looking too good. Meanwhile, these guys are happily setting up a farming community. BlankSpots. Pikemen make their move. They are very upgraded with armor, at least no attack upgrades. Bad pathing there. Kind of try to walk through the knights rather than attack them. There's just too many knights at this point. With all the available upgrades. The pikemen keep getting sent to take out the rams, which is not a horrible idea, but there's too many rams and too many knights to hope to take out any of them before the army gets obliterated. Meanwhile, it's fighting underneath both castles' ranges. Within range of both castles, I should say. Still no rams down. There might have been a knight or two lost. Maybe not. Now, archery range is going down, which is the right call. Obviously, if you see a lot of pikemen on the field, you don't want to keep sending expensive knights there that way. Capture him. This is great. Using the other feudal or the other human advantage of capture him in Castle Age. Great call. Let's see, these knights have been decimated a little bit, fighting under the range. Big short look at that ram though, unfortunately. A few more go down. Thanks to the pikemen. The StratRebel's rams retreat a little bit, or at least go to take out that phase. BlankSpot chose to go in. That's a lot of resources put towards it that could be... I mean, he had the gold for it, and economy behind. Maybe hoping to force the issue by going in early and teching up to halberdiers, perhaps, or the trebs. Yeah, maybe realizing that the capped rams won't be enough to take these castles down and needing trebs to do the job. That might be what's going on. Now some stables going down as well. Alright, yeah, we have a treb coming out, starting to chip away at that castle. Meanwhile, StratRebel has also clicked into Imperial Age. Second treb on the way. It's probably why BlankSpot pushed for early imp age as well, is to get these trebuchets out faster. I think that's exactly what's going on. BlankSpot's got some good pikeman numbers here to protect these trebs. StratRebel ventures forth on the right, maybe to scope things out, quickly sees that other castle, loses 2 knights in the process. But moves into the battering rams despite... Watch out, pikeman! Oh no! Pikeman numbers drop significantly fighting under that castle. The knights move in to snipe the treb. The castle's shooting at the battering rams, not the knights. 1 treb down. Other treb goes down, and the castle still stands. It's brutal. That's so unfortunate. The crossbowmen take the pikemen out. The knights and the rams snipe the 2 trebs and start to work on BlankSpot's castles as well, all the while StratRebel is forward castle stance, with maybe 2 shots of trebuchet left in its left part. These 4 pikemen will clean up these rams, and knights are starting to come out as well. BlankSpot has teched into Cavalier, as has StratRebel. Continues to make crossbows, so we'll see Cavalier crossbowmen. Maybe a treb or 2 from StratRebel as well. Yep, treb's coming out. We moved from a battering ram battle to a treb battle. Cavalier, treb battle. And gold sources are running out. He's forced off his 1 pile. He's surrounded his 2nd pile back here. And he's starting to send, BlankSpot has set up some gold on that main pile in the hopes that it's not discovered. Could easily be raided. Sending forth the capped rams and the cavaliers, which just get shredded by this massive crossbows on the hill. Not to mention the 2 castles that are there too. And these are fully upgraded crossbows. Castle Age unit, yes, but when there's that many and they have all the upgrades, they're still pretty deadly. And these Cavaliers don't have any armor or any upgrades, in fact, yet. These two Cavaliers augment the crossbows and manage to take down 4 very expensive siege units from BlankSpot without even getting to the castles. Meanwhile, he does use that as a distraction and snipes one of the trebs, so that's good. Almost gets the second one in the act, but ultimately this castle will go down. The crossbow in just one volley these Cavaliers. It's just too much. Just too many crossbows. And they do raid that other gold mine, force these villagers back. Just 3 Cavaliers all it takes to chase these villagers out of the way. Now BlankSpot streaming units 4th. Not quite enough mass of Cavalier to do any sort of damage to this massive crossbow. StratRebel kind of lures some enemy Cavaliers into his crossbows with his own calves. And this is a shame, like, as long as he's attacking one unit at a time or in small bunches like this, these crossbows have no problem. It's you gotta set up your rally point in the back, mass up a bit, expect to lose a few buildings in the process, but mass up before attacking. But these crossbows are made of mistake too, they're scattering out a bit. Many are within range of the castle and within range of the TC, so these crossbow numbers just dropped significantly, from 30 to 20 or so. Cavaliers moving in bunches of 5 from these 5 stables. They have armor upgrades now, so that'll help. They do snipe a few, but all the while, it's idle villager time, and it's Trebuchet knocking down the castle. This gold is completely out. He's got no access to gold anymore. Itself wood. He's got no food either. BlankSpot does. All the farms are idle. This will be a good game. This will be GG, unfortunately. Yep, there it is. BlankSpot calls the GG. The winner of the Feudal Cup in the Art of Winter goes to StratRebel. Well deserved. Well, a great final matchup between these two players too, without a doubt. And a very great Game 5. You hate to see it end in 3 games, but this one went down to the wire. And the poor... Let's see. There's no more fog of war. The game's ended, but the boar's still standing. And you can't just say it was this thing or that thing. StratRebel played great. Certainly made really good decisions with the TC on the left and the castle on the right. Good army composition. But if you were to boil it down to a few key moments, it was losing 2 civs to the first boar and not getting the second boar, forced to mill some deer. That's a lot of idle time. Obviously the two villagers going down, I should say, put the Cumans behind on pop, and that's the benefit of the Cumans is added population, right? So through the whole game, almost from the very beginning, BlankSpot was playing with 2 less villagers, at least. A villager deficit. StratRebel dropped 4 TCs, ultimately 7 TCs, I think, for StratRebel. But he dropped many TCs as soon as he hit Castle Age. Had substantial amount of time, maybe 4 or 5 minutes of Castle Age time, in which to boom his population. And at that point, all StratRebel needed to do is not screw up. And he did. He had great composition, sending in rams first with knights. Ultimately moving to crossbow, which is a great counter to the pikemen that was showing up, and teched fully into those crossbowmen, and the Cavaliers were fully teched into, and then ultimately it was imp age around the same time for both players, but full map control for StratRebel at that point, and it was all she wrote. So that's my analysis. I know I'm not the best. In fact, I lost to both these players in the Feudal Cup, so congratulations to both players for a very well played tourney. It was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to cast. And if you're not a member of TA and you're interested, go to taw.net. I'll put the link in the description here. If you like what you see on our website, submit a request to join and we'll get you a drill instructor and get you all set up. We're a great group of guys, maybe 60, 70 people around the world that play every week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then throughout the week, those are the days that designated times to play, but any day, any time of day, you sign on and there'll be somebody somewhere that's playing Age of Empires. So I highly encourage you all to check it out and join if you're interested. Until next time, this is Sneaky Chiefy signing off.